We're here in the Old Las Palmas neighborhood of Palm Springs, and I'm standing in front of the Dinah Shore Estate, which is currently owned by Leonardo DiCaprio. Yes, that Leonardo DiCaprio, and I'm going to be taking you inside for a tour. And when we're done here, we're going to go to the Batcave. Well, it's not quite really the Batcave, but it is a home that was previously owned by Adam West, famous for playing Batman on the TV series in the 1960s. And those aren't the only celebrity homes in this neighborhood of Palm Springs. Over the years, Clarke Gable, Kirk Douglas, Elizabeth Taylor, Sammy Davis Jr., Liberace, Ronald Reagan when he was the governor of California, Jack Warner, the co-founder of Warner Brothers Studios, Kurt Russell and Goldie Hawn, and many others have been associated with the Old Las Palmas neighborhood. That's one of the many reasons it's one of the most desirable and exclusive neighborhoods in all of Palm Springs. So I'm going to show you where some of those other houses are as well after we tour these two. And then we're going to drive around. I'm going to tell you a little bit about the history of this neighborhood. And because I'm a Palm Springs realtor, we're going to finish up the video with looking at some of the homes for sale in this neighborhood, what they've sold for and what they're currently listed for. So ready? Let's get started and head on inside. I had the opportunity to tour the Dinah Shore Estate during a Modernism Week event that was held in support of St. Teresa's Church, which was designed by another iconic Palm Springs architect, William F. Cody. The night of the event was cold, drizzly, a very un-Southern California kind of evening, and that was a real disappointment, but the house itself was not. This is just one of the most jaw-dropping examples of mid-century desert modern architecture, and it shows why Donald Wexler's reputation has lived on to this day. Some people think this is the best example of his work, and I really couldn't argue with that. Now, the hosts could not have been more gracious. The fireplaces were going, there was a complimentary champagne, there was a Leonardo DiCaprio look-alike, even though I didn't think he looked much like him, but we still took a picture anyway because everyone wants the memento, right? I really wanted to go outside, and you'll see sometime in this video I did try to get outside, but they were keeping people inside of the house because, like, you know, it was, who wants to drag all that rainy, soggy grass and leaves back in to this beautiful, beautiful home. So there you see more of the outside. I really wanted to check out that pool house and the casita, but we were stuck inside. So we're going to walk around. I'm going to tell you a whole lot about this property. And, you know, unlike a lot of other homes in Old Las Palmas, this one is actually visible from the street. The house is located at 432 Hermosa Place in Old Las Palmas, and that's just a little bit west of Palm Canyon Drive, and people go by there all the time. I see tour buses, so go check it out if you're in Palm Springs, and let's continue on my tour. This house is just huge. It's around 7,000 square feet. There's 6 bedrooms, 7.5 bathrooms. There's this pool house. Can't see the pool too much there. There's another building. I think they use it for media, or I'm not sure what, but because I couldn't go out there. As you can see, I was really focused on the outside, not that the inside itself wasn't stunning, and just really an amazing property. And it's also on a huge 1.3 acre lot. This is the entryway to the house, and you see all the elements of desert modernism I love, like the floor-to-ceiling glass and the wood ceilings, and oh, there's some artwork by Shag, and you know that I really like Shag's artwork. Anyway, so this was the entryway, and it was against that wall where the DiCaprio supposed look-alike was, taking pictures with people. And yeah, we took a picture with him, and he complimented me on my backwards Kangol hat. And then I figured, why not just do some video of myself reflecting in the mirror, because why not? And there's another piece by Shag, and that was the kind of sunken bar where they were serving champagne, but it's all gone at that point. We've been spending a lot of time in the living room because it's so amazing, but let me show you around some other rooms. So this room was off of that dining room you may have seen earlier, the one with the Nelson pendant, and I don't know what the original intention of it was, but now there's a flat panel TV on the wall, and what you see on the easel there was some information about Dinah Shore, the original owner, who had this house commissioned for her by Donald Wexler, again, one of my most favorite architects. And this is the kitchen. I'm sure it's been redone over the years. That's quite the refrigerator, right? And it really, we're going to get someone to open it for us, even better. Okay, so there is the refrigerator. And what you often find in these houses is the kitchen is set aside. It's not like a lot of the open concept desert modern houses today. But here you see some more wine refrigerators and some other cooking. And that area, you saw it earlier from the other side. There's like a pass out to where the barbecue is, and you see that backyard area that I just couldn't go into. And then heading around the corner, we see washers and dryers. And this room was, I believe, originally intended for whoever may have been working at the house, either as a housekeeper or nanny or whatever. You see how wet it was outside. And speaking of bedrooms, this is what we call the primary bedroom today. And he's pointing out that step down, the platform bed is on a platform. They had the fireplaces going there, and quite the large bedroom. And let's check that out from the other angle, the other side of the bedroom. And there's actually a couch. See that guy getting up from that? Let me kind of come around and show you that. And you see the floor-to-ceiling glass. You see the use of the stone. Very, very, very important in this desert modern architecture. Now, speak about primary bathrooms. I love the floating sinks and mirror. And there was both a sauna, there was a steam room, and even a cold plunge. So this is quite the primary bathroom, and of course a huge shower room as well. Well, I think that was a cold plunge. And if you're wondering where your clothes go, there was this dressing room area with some built-ins, and yeah, I could fit my clothes there, I think. But you know, in a 7,000 square foot house, you need some space. And yeah, you even got a mirror there. So here now I'm outside that primary bedroom. Yeah, I know I shouldn't have been outside. You can see the mountains, the outlines of them, even with the, that's someone was naughtier than me and went up to that other structure. You can see the outlines of the mountains, and during the day that must be gorgeous on a regular Palm Springs day. So this hallway with the Maryland there, that leads to the other bedrooms, each of which was color-coded. Not only color-coded, it was color-coded to coordinate with the bathrooms. So let me head on over into the bathroom and show you what I'm talking about, because you know, you really want to match your bedroom to your bathroom colors, right? I think that may have been the original bathroom. You've heard me mention Wexler a few times in reference to this property, and if you don't know about Donald Wexler, well, who was Donald Wexler? A very influential architect of the era, known for his use of steel and glass, designed the folded plate roof houses you see that you see in the Racquet Club Estates neighborhood in North Palm Springs. And if you're not familiar with Racquet Club Estates, check out my video about it on this channel. And if you like these kind of home tours, make sure that you subscribe to All About Palm Springs, and hit like on this one too. I mean, why not? You watched it this far, right? And now let's see another color-coordinated bathroom. So we're going through these bedrooms and bathrooms, and the next bedroom you're going to see there's 2 beds. Now, you may have heard me say on my videos on this channel that 2 beds in 1 bedroom is a dead giveaway for a property being a vacation rental. And yes, you actually can rent this amazing property as a short-term rental. I'll put a link to it in the description. It's just for your use to use the link. It's not an affiliate link or anything. I don't make any money if you were to rent this as a vacation rental. But if you do, invite me over for a drink. I live like 10 minutes away, and I always love meeting the people who watch my videos. So that kind of wraps up things here at the Dinah Shore Estate. And now I'm going to show you another amazing property in Old Las Palmas. Located just a few steps away, also on Hermosa Place, is the Batcave. Well, at least I call it the Batcave. It's the West House, so named because it was previously owned by Adam West, who played Batman on the TV series way back in the 60s. And it kind of looks like a cave from the outside. Well, not really. It's a beautiful house. And like many of the homes in Old Las Palmas, you can't see much from the outside, but I was inside during Modernism Week, and I have this footage I filmed. And I don't know if the Bat logo was there when Adam West lived there. So this home had at one point been renovated and redesigned by Albert Frey, the iconic Palm Springs architect. And then recently, Michelle Boudreau Designs, had come in and done all this work, which is really, really, really exquisite. Some of the things I love in this house, well, I love the terrazzo floors and the use of wood, the wallpaper, the indoor-outdoor flow, the setting. Everything is just truly, truly amazing. Let's see, it's about 3,200 square feet, but about 1,200 square feet of that is the primary bedroom, which I will be showing you. Just a huge, no, I won't say Batcave again, but just a huge, great space. You have this bar in the living area. You have the living room, and off to the left, I'll be showing you the kitchen and dining area. And then on the right, we're going to go into the two other bedrooms. And yeah, I think you're really going to like this one. Even without the celebrity connection, this is just an amazing, amazing property. Something I often say about celebrity properties in Palm Springs, it's not that these homes are interesting because famous people lived there. Successful, famous people and celebrities lived in these homes because the homes were interesting, and this one certainly is. The location is a little bit further east than DiCaprio's house, so just a little bit closer to walking into downtown and some restaurants. Being a little bit further east, you also have sun a little bit later in the afternoon. The closer you get to those mountains, believe it or not, when you get into the winter months, the sun does go down and you start to lose the daylight. But having those floor-to-ceiling glass windows and sliders does help to bring that light in even during the winter. So I'm just going to put on some music and let you check this one out, and I'll be popping in and out with my comments as we go along. This is the primary bedroom, obviously. It's about 1,200 square feet, as I mentioned, which makes it larger than some houses I've sold in LA back in the day. But there's a sliders from that primary suite out to the pool area. And you're going to see there's a sitting area in the primary suite as well. There it is. And through that door there goes to the bathroom and closet, which I'll be showing you later. You got another fireplace in here. You see the very thick drapes to keep that southern sun coming in the afternoon, because it can get quite warm with that exposure. The exposure here is to the south and to the west. there I am in the mirror, and this is the primary bathroom. Again, just excellent use of materials and textures. So this is the primary closet. It's kind of interesting. I considered it a galley closet. You know, some houses have galley kitchens. Considered this a galley closet. There I am in the mirror. Hey, how you doing? On this one, I was using my DJI Osmo Pocket 3 for filming. Sometimes I use that, and sometimes I use my iPhone. So this in this area, they had a lot of shag artwork, but it was also kind of a bathroom. And these pieces are too nice to put in a bathroom, in my humble opinion. I love the artist Shag, and often you'll see me at his store and events on Palm Canyon Drive, and I have some of his pieces hanging in my house. Okay, so this is one of the secondary bedrooms. Again, very nicely designed and furnished and finished, and you see that effect a lot with the larger headboard. There's the Batman logo again, can't miss out on that. And here's the third bedroom. These are typical bedrooms for the size of that era. I really like the wall texture they used. This is in the dining room, and it goes kind of this room flows into the kitchen, which you're going to see in a second. I was really trying to get the texture. I think I was moving too fast. And a lot of times on these houses, mid-century homes that have even been renovated and updated, people think the kitchens are small by today's standards. Today we have these huge open kitchens. I love those handles. But, a lot of these houses were built to be more functional than just, showy. This atrium, again, very typical of the era of mid-century. So what you see on the other side of the atrium from the kitchen is the entry area. Some very high-end appliances here as well. Trying to get a picture of those. Got the plant in the way. And I just love all this little detail. Very, 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 very well done. Now, I don't think you're going to be seeing this one again in the Modernism Week tour. Maybe you will. My understanding is the owners were moving in after the tour was over. So unlike a lot of homes that I've been through on Modernism Week, this one, they're actually going to live in. It won't be an Airbnb, as far as I know. Yeah, that was the entryway, and you see the water flowing and people coming in there, and that's where that Batman logo is on the other side of the kitchen. I frequently hear from people that have toured this house that it was just much nicer, in their opinion, and mine as well, than they were expecting. So those were two great homes we just toured, but we have a lot more. I'm going to be driving you around Old Las Palmas, walking you around, telling you about the history of this neighborhood and pointing out some other celebrity homes. And don't go anywhere, because a lot more I want to show you, and I hope you really liked the tour of the West House and the Dinah Shore Leonardo DiCaprio estate. So now we're going to drive around Old Las Palmas. I'm going to be telling you a bit about this neighborhood. And the first thing people always ask me when I bring them here is, hey Ellis, where's all the houses? And that's because, unlike, let's say, Twin Palms Estates and other really well-known mid-century neighborhoods, like there where you can see the houses from the street, here the houses are behind walls, they're behind gates, and they're just not visible, which is part of the exclusivity and the attraction of the area. And it's also really kind of what probably a lot of the celebrities who originally lived here were looking for. So you see a lot more of Spanish-style homes here than you do of the mid-century or desert contemporary. There's a typical kind of Spanish-style home. And again, you don't see a lot of the homes from the street, but I'm going to try to find some to show you from the street as we're driving around. A lot of times you'll hear the 2-hour rule mentioned in reference to Old Las Palmas. So what's the 2-hour rule? Well, back in the Hollywood studio era, they were only allowed, if they were under contract, to be 2 hours from the studios. So, if they had to get in, that's a nice modern house there, to, do any filming, they were only 2 hours away. And, Palm Springs, even today, it's about like 2 hours from LA if you catch the traffic right. If you catch the traffic wrong, you're talking about 3 or 4 hours. Oh, there's someone building a nice new desert modern contemporary home. Who knows what was on that lot before. And, you see both kind of architectural styles in this neighborhood, but definitely a lot more Spanish-style homes than if you went just a little further west into Vista Las Palmas, which, there's one of the doors where you just, those doors go into the yard, not the house, over into Vista Las Palmas, where just a little bit totally different feel. And I'm going to be doing a video about the difference between Vista Las Palmas and Old Las Palmas, so check back for that. People always ask me if Old Las Palmas is walkable to downtown. Well, it depends on where in Old Las Palmas the house is and where in downtown you want to walk. But what really I think people want to know is, can they walk to a couple of restaurants? And yes, there are definitely restaurants that are walkable from a lot of Old Las Palmas, and some maybe not, particularly if it's really hot out. So great location though, and boy, that's a gorgeous modern house that someone built. Great location, and I'm the 10,000 steps a day guy, so I would walk to downtown, but maybe not for everyone. Again, depending on where in the neighborhood you are. But you can walk around, and it's kind of park-like actually, just to be walking around in Old Las Palmas and Palm Springs. Let's head over to the map and take a look at where this neighborhood is located in Palm Springs. Let's head over to Google Maps, type in Old Las Palmas, and you can see where it's located. You'll find that it's south of Vista Chino. It is north of Alejo Road. I always consider it to be west of Palm Canyon Drive, even though Google Maps does show it a little bit on the east. And it is, right over there. I don't really consider that strip. And over here, it's Vista Las Palmas, so it's located a little bit east of Vista Las Palmas. And a lot of people get those two neighborhoods confused because they both say Las Palmas. I want to show you Old Las Palmas on the 1PS map. What the 1PS is the neighborhood organizations, and I really defer to this a little bit more than Google's map, and it does show, of course it's in the same place, but it does show it as being west of Palm Canyon Drive without that other strip. And I'm going to drop a link for the 1PS map in the description, so it's just really useful. You can check out all the neighborhoods. As I said, I usually defer to this one because it's all about the neighborhood organizations, more so than what Google says. So let's keep driving around, and actually I'm going to stop the car and get out and walk around and show you some other celebrity homes in Old Las Palmas. This house has been associated with Kurt Russell and Goldie Hawn. It's at 550 Via Lola, a street that we find a lot of celebrity homes on. Now, I don't believe they owned it. They most likely rented it before buying a home somewhere else in the Coachella Valley, and that's pretty common. You see a lot of homes on these celebrity tours or actually rented homes. Now, this one was owned by Kirk Douglas, Michael Douglas's father, and Kirk Douglas was a great actor in his own right. I loved him in Spartacus, great movie, great old movie. And this one was also designed by Donald Wexler. It backs up to the Dinah Shore Estate. You can't see much from the street, but that's pretty typical when we're looking at these homes in Old Las Palmas. You do see use of the same kind of stone that we saw in the Dinah Shore Estate. And then right across the street from DiCaprio's house, also on Hermosa Place in Old Las Palmas, is a home that Elizabeth Taylor lived in. And I believe this one was rented by her as well, not owned. And she was a very famous actress of the golden era of Hollywood, played Cleopatra. So we have in this neighborhood Cleopatra, Batman, and Spartacus. It's got to be a lot of fun on Halloween, right? So just look at the size, the length of that wall. Just massive, massive, massive corner lot. And just a gorgeous setting here in Old Las Palmas. Here's one of those gates that are open. This is not a celebrity home as far as I know, but I just wanted to let you see what that looks like and take in the scene here. And again, you see the hedges, you can see the houses. Look how tall a lot of these palm trees are. I mean, this has a lot of mature landscaping here. Gorgeous bougainvillea on that. Another home with an open gate. And this house was owned by Ronald Reagan when he was governor of California. But when he was president, he was more known for staying at the Annenberg estate in Rancho Mirage. So just a lot of very well-known famous people have been associated with this neighborhood of Old Las Palmas over the years, and you can see why. And before we wrap up, behind this very unassuming blue gate is a home that was owned by Jack Warner, the co-founder of Warner Brothers. And this was recently sold for $5.25 million, just slightly before I did this video. I'm driving around the other side here. You can see they're doing something with those hedges, or maybe the fences. And speaking of prices in Old Las Palmas, let's get into how much does it cost? How much do homes in Old Las Palmas sell for? And as you can expect, it's going to be a lot. Let's head over to Zillow and look at some homes for sale in Old Las Palmas. And I don't know if you know that you can type in a lot of the Palm Springs neighborhoods just right to the search bar on Zillow. And if you don't know that, check out my video where I talk about searching on Zillow. So this brings up the homes in Old Las Palmas, and I want to see, let's start with the most expensive ones. So actually the most expensive home listed for sale right now at the time of doing this video in Palm Springs is in Old Las Palmas, and that's for $12,680,000. That property has a connection to Cary Grant. I mentioned Cary Grant had lived in the Old Las Palmas neighborhood. And, Palm Springs real estate, it's location, but it's also architectural significance and celebrity connections and lot size and the size of the house and all that. Okay, so, 12 million, almost 10 million here, 9 million, 7.25. And you kind of scroll down, and when you get to the threes, you see there's some pretty good choices there. And these homes, they could be pricing out at about 1,000 a square foot or more, depending on the lot size and any renovations, how new it is. Again, celebrity connection. I always say, though, in Palm Springs, you don't want to use price per square foot. It's just not the best metric. Least expensive single-family house is $1,795,000, but that one is also about 1,700 square feet, and then there's a couple of condos. So of these, I like this one. If you have the budget for $7.25 million, this is gorgeous, right? This is one of the newer modern homes in Old Las Palmas. As I mentioned, when we were driving around, a lot of the homes are more kind of Spanish, older style. So let's look at what is sold. And if you don't know about these various tools on Zillow, I have a whole series of Zillow-related videos, Zillow Palm Springs. And I want to, let's look at the filters here. I just want to look at what's sold in the last year, keep it relevant. 12 months, apply. And so the most expensive sale in Old Las Palmas in the last 12 months was $6.4 million. Then the 5.25, that was the Jack Warner house, which I was showing you the blue gate, which was around over here, and the house over there. 4,000 square feet, 4 bedrooms, almost a full acre, 3/4 of an acre lot. And then we have 5 million. We have, that's an ad. Okay. 4.9, 4.8. So reasonably, if you're looking for a home in Old Las Palmas, budget, 3, 4, 5 million if you have the budget to go higher, you get a lot more. And the most exclusive neighborhood in Palm Springs, one of my favorite neighborhoods. I walk around there frequently. Thanks for watching. I'm Ellis Posner. I'm a Palm Springs realtor. And remember, you don't have to be buying a house at this price range to contact me. I work with buyers and sellers in all price ranges throughout Palm Springs and the greater Palm Springs area. Thanks for watching. Namaste.